Ronin's necrocraft are gaining on us. What's our next move?
That question implies there was some sort of plan to begin with.
I am Groot.
Guys, I've totally got a plan. Ah! Hang on!
I seem to remember a couple of years ago when I first had a look at what would become Disney Infinity, and I asked the guys of the team whether, given that Disney had just bought Marvel, whether there was any chance of this happening. And there was a knowing nod and a wink, and I'm glad to see years later it's being fully realized. I would ask you what you're showing at Gamescom, but it sounds like you're showing the entire Marvel Universe at Gamescom.
Thanks. Well, first we should just start and say you called it. Congratulations. So you got us on that. Yes, we are here showing our foray with Disney Infinity into the Marvel Universe, and we're here showing off behind us right here Guardians of the Galaxy, but we're also showing off the Spider-Man playset as well as the Avengers playset, which will be available in the starter pack shortly.
Okay, excellent. And obviously Guardians as well, which is the newest, biggest hit for Marvel. Yeah. But I mean, we know Disney characters, you've got so much to draw upon. But the Marvel Universe, exponentially massive. I mean, how did you guys whittle down what you were going to select, who you were going to select first? I mean, it sounds like Avengers, obviously tie-ins, but how did you work it?
It's like the greatest fan argument conversation you can possibly have. It's like having too many great choices is really what it came down to. But we worked really closely with Marvel to sort of hone in on the characters that we wanted, the worlds that we wanted to show off, and obviously support our franchise films like Guardians of the Galaxy here, and just make sure that everything was tied in and tuned to exactly what feels like a Marvel Universe game.
Well, with the character designs now, when we talk the original Disney Infinity, you guys have tried maybe different figurine designs before Disney hit upon the idea, just make them all look exactly the same, as if they came from the same toy set. And there was a lot of back and forth between yourselves and Disney about just getting that just perfected, looking great. I'm just curious to know, with the Marvel guys then, even though obviously sub-wing of Disney, whether there was that similar back and forth about trying to ascertain the best aspects of their characters.
Definitely. I mean, Marvel fans, we know that there's been lots of different iterations of characters over the years. You've had a lot of really talented artists putting their own stamp on some of these characters as well as the original creators. I think for us, we wanted to make something that for someone who's played Disney Infinity before, that toyetic look and feel still blended well with the kinds of characters that we knew we would be representing. So yeah, there was definitely that back and forth, but I feel like we really kind of nailed it. These characters feel, look, and move how you would expect those characters to move. But still feel like they belong together in our world. It's a pretty monumental undertaking to actually do that, especially. And so we're really, for us on the Infinity team, we're really happy that the studios and trust us with their creations to actually do them justice.
Now with the characters, we've got the the toy box and the play sets. Now, can you sort of elaborate a little bit on the Guardians and the Avengers play sets? What will people experience while playing them?
Sure thing. So for the Guardians playset or Spider-Man or the Avengers, those are where fans will go for that true-to-property experience. If you're looking to jump right away into an adventure that's been put together for your favorite Marvel characters in those families, that's where you start. For the toy box, the idea is really still the same thing from 1.0, which I think we just continue to carry on, is I'm a 6-year-old playing on my floor of my parents' house, and it's my world, and I can mix and match however I want, and I can have Guardians characters meeting up with Avengers and Spider-Man, and just mixing and matching however I'd like to. Yeah.
Sorry, nearly knocked something over there. It's the surprise, yeah. Can you mix and match Disney characters with the Marvel characters?
Yes. In the toy box.
In the toy box, yeah. Because I've just noticed sitting beside the Guardians here is, in fact, a very old classic character.
Oh yeah, this is one of the classic 5 for us. Donald Duck was recently announced here for Gamescom. We're very proud and we're very happy to be able to include him in Disney Infinity. Yeah, it's great having him here. So players will be able to enjoy playing as Donald in toy box.
What's his moveset like? Understandably, you can pair up weapons and stuff like that now.
Donald's an angry kind of fella. It's pretty fun. There's a lot of comedy to his anger. and I think fans of the character will really appreciate all the little nuances to the animation and the sound effects and how he behaves. But the nice thing that's really neat for 2.0, and this would apply for players who are concerned about their 1.0 figures, everything moves forward and everything upgrades to 2.0 once you have that software and you take a character. And one of the biggest things we've introduced in 2.0 is the concept of the skill tree for these characters. So we've raised the level cap from 15 to 20, and then I'll actually pull it up right here if you guys want to take a look at it. Do this with Star-Lord. We have the skill tree here. So you'll see that now as I level, I'll earn points that I'll be able to spend on these different branches of the skill tree. Now, this is a little unlocked for the show, but the idea would be that this really is in response to fans going, look, I really like Pirates of the Caribbean, but my Jack Sparrow plays exactly like my Barbossa. And so fans really wanted to be able to kind of customize their play style. So now we're giving them the option to be able to do things like that. And you'll see call outs to like these gold-leafed starred abilities. Those are where characters will have their own signature sort of abilities that players can go down a branch and make their own. Yeah. So your Star-Lord, your Donald will play differently from mine.
And again, you can just carry that over to someone else's game. You bring the figurine, stick on their disc.
You've taken ownership of your own figure. That's your figure.
With this range, and certainly with the discs and stuff like that, I mean, where do you guys draw the line and go, look, we physically can't do this. We can't produce everything.
Wow. Our line in the sand is, when do we need to get this out the door by? When do we need to ship? I mean, I feel like, and I know we do it, we really try and get just everything in that we possibly can before we have to hit that deadline. And it's just because we're just big fans too. We love the properties that we get to work with. So our line in the sand is it's really a quality mark as well, I would say. If we feel like it's not going to meet a certain benchmark for us, then we know we'll have to let something go or come and revisit it later as we can. But yeah, I mean that's really it. It's kind of a nice place to be.
Well, with 2.0, I mean, what's the significant changes, the significant alterations? What are the things that maybe you thought Infinity, you scratched and we'll get around that, like you said, at a later date, which turned out to be 2.0. What's the big changes?
I think fans, if they pick up 2.0, it'll probably be a lot of the changes within the toy box itself. We've done a big UI revamp, just making it easier for players to build something quickly. Again, in response to fans, one of the things that everybody would say to us is that, I love spending time building, but it takes a long time for me to place all of these pieces. One of the things we've introduced now is the idea of templates and a concept called builders, which is essentially a themed character that I can take, sort of those little cute figures, and they're associated with a template. So I could take one of the Lost Boys as a template builder, and he'll build me a tree house. And I'll just throw it down in my toy box environment and just let him go. And he'll just go build while I go play and build something else in the toy box. So it's like having a bunch of little guys to command. And then what's nice is that all those toy house pieces, he's putting them all together, and the engine is procedurally generating all of this content. And then I'll be able to go back in and edit it any way I want to. So it's really just about making players feel like master builders up front, because they will be, and then letting them create something amazing more quickly. Yeah.
Talking about voiceovers, voice acting, certainly with Guardians and Avengers, you know where we're going with this. Is it very much free reign? I mean, who have you got on board? Who said yes to come in and lend in their voice?
So we like to always make first offers to the original actors, and we were very fortunate with Spider-Man and Avengers to get the original voice cast from those animated series to come in and voice our characters for us. The Guardians, also a group of talented voice actors, but there was one in particular that we were really excited to have.
You're just leaning backwards there. Yeah, go on.
Actually really excited to have Samuel L. Jackson come in and do the voice for Nick Fury. So you'll be able to see that when you pick up the starter pack in Avengers. He'll come in and tell you what to do and get you on your missions and get the Avengers going. So
why do you feel Samuel L. Jackson ad-libbed a lot of lines?
I can neither confirm or deny anything that you're saying right now. I just know that man is amazing.
Excellent. I think that's the way we're going to leave it. Thanks very much for talking to us. Have a great Games.
My pleasure. Thank you. You too.
Om.